why are we struggling to stick to it? Yesterday I covered that when we're struggling to stick to it, we often have at best a very loose, woolly, undefined version of it that we're going to struggle to stick to. Today I'm going to cover why we might struggle to stick to it. And the short answer is because we don't want to do it. We don't struggle to stick to things that we do want to do. We never say, I really need to get back to watching my favourite TV programme, or I should probably be drinking more, or I ought to hang out with my friends a little bit more often, because we just want to do them, we value them, and we make time and plans for those things to happen. So if the thing we're struggling to stick to is something we don't want to do, we've got a couple of options. We can either change the thing itself, or more likely, we can reframe how we see that thing to be a version of it that we're at least sufficiently happy to stick to. Because if we're framing it as exercise, I don't know if anyone wants to do exercise. If we're framing it that we're wanting to stick to cutting out all our favourite foods, it ain't going to happen. If we're framing it as no drinking, no snacking, no fun, restriction, deprivation, we're not going to stick to it. Because ultimately we're relying on willpower, and willpower is only needed for stuff we don't want to do. Willpower is a finite resource. It can grind ourselves through it for so long, but eventually it runs out. We can reframe and be selective with what we choose and how we describe it to be a version that we're at least sufficiently happy to do. So if we struggle to stick to doing a workout 3 times a week, could we instead decide that we're going to go somewhere that makes us feel better, spend some time with people we enjoy seeing to give us more energy? If we struggle to stick to cutting out all our favourite foods, could we instead stick to fueling our body in a way that makes it look and feel good, treating it with love, care and respect, giving a little bit of thought as to what we put into our mouth because of how it makes us look and feel, not in 6 months or a year or two's time, but today and tomorrow. So in short, if you're struggling to stick to something, it's because you don't want to do it, and forcing yourself to do it will only last so long. Could we do some combination of changing what it is, and perhaps more likely and more beneficially, how we frame that thing?